What is your American dream?
We're living some kind of American dream, right? I think that I can count myself very fortunate. I've been to plenty of really bad war-torn areas, and I've count myself and my family very fortunate that we were able to live here.
Yeah, there's always hope, and I'm looking forward to that.
I think I'm living the American dream. I think, they say it's possible for everyone, but the chances, you have to get a lot of opportunities to make that happen, right? Everything has to kind of line up, and I'd say I've been very fortunate in that respect, and things have lined up, so yeah.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Welcome, everybody. That was a long one there. Welcome, everybody. My name is Brad Bernstein. And out in the universe, I have a gentleman, a very handsome man by the name of Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, and an equally beautiful woman by the name of Vanessa, Boss Lady, Nesquik Contreras. What's up, guys?
That's us.
What's up?
What's going on? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
You know what's good about Thursday?
We could get wacky.
It's almost Friday. It's almost Friday. That's what's good about Thursday. It's almost Friday. That's why everyone gets excited on Thursday, but then Sunday night you start waking. Hard to fall asleep. You got the whole week ahead of you.
Yeah.
That Sunday night's a killer. But
right now we're
very happy, right?
Friday's Eve.
Right.
Friday's Eve.
It is Friday Eve. Why think about the next week when we don't even have the weekend yet, right?
Exactly. Let's not.
Let's not.
About the present.
All right. How you guys doing today? Good?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Thursdays are my busy days, so I have like 2 shows to shoot. So it's like my super busy days, but we're here.
All right.
Feeling
Do
good.
you change outfits between shows, or if we go from show to show, you're wearing the same exact thing?
Same exact thing.
So if I go to your other shows, you're in the same.
Depending on the show, you might see a little more skin.
Right, but since this is Thursday, right?
Yes.
But so you're more cognizant of your audiences, right?
Yeah, a little more conservative on this one. A little more.
And I have to admit that I too have not changed all day. This is what I wore all day as well.
So you feel my pain.
Wow,
That's right. That's right. I do not change for the show. This is what I've been in all day. And Vanessa, what is your wardrobe situation like during the day?
I was doing some content. Did some few TikToks, so this isn't my only outfit, but this is my Brad Show outfit. I figured you have a collar, so I need to pop my collar.
Why not?
Ooh.
Why not?
It's that time.
Why don't we say hello to the squad in the meantime? I'm sure they are also equally handsome and beautiful. The squad. We have a very good looking. We do have a good. Have you ever checked them out on Facebook? I mean, they're all good looking.
Absolutely.
Right? We got a good looking squad. Jewel Delph, squad up. Lisa Bling, how are you? Tracy Haynes, squad up. Demba Sow, squad up. Family Violet Blackwood, squad up. Sheba Rawlins, squad up. How are you? Stacey Ann Taylor, Kivar Harris, Sandy Arjun, Christopher Fulton, just thanking me for the consultation yesterday. That's very nice, Christopher. Thank you. Jonathan Emmanuel Pujuela, squad up. How are you? Olivia Love. I love when people's names are Love. Isn't it nice?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Rosa Santos, how are you? Sheba Rawlings, squad up. How are you all? I like when names mean something to me, Like, somebody's last name is Love. You know what they're all about.
Exactly, especially when it's so close.
You can feel the love.
That's right. It's like Bernstein. What the heck does that mean? We don't even know. No idea.
Well,
but it's the name my dad gave me. That's all I know.
Bernstein was pretty. Is pretty.
He's a bear.
Memorable to me.
They're
The
bears.
Bernstein Bears.
They're bears.
I used to read those books. So.
But they were Bernstein, but it's close enough.
Same thing. Tomato.
Yes, that's right. Actress Bustamante on YouTube. Squad up. Kimberly Burris. Squad up. How are you? Futini Park. Squad up. Jean Love. I Love Jesus. Squad up. AJ.
Ooh.
Squad up. Mattingly. Big up. We know what I Love Jesus is all about, right?
Yeah,
I like that
Jesus.
name too. I like that name too.
I love that name.
Yeah, that's a nice name too. Can't complain with that name.
Exactly.
Right? Is there any complaint you can make with that name? None.
Absolutely not.
I don't have a complaint with that one. And Sheba Rawlings with a pre-comment of the day saying, I am good now because I'm watching you, Brad. Heart, heart, heart. Right in time for Valentine's Day. Thank you very much, Sheba. Now we had our Valentine's Day, pre-Valentine's Day special yesterday. But why not? Let's keep up. Valentine's Day is not, what is it, Sunday, right?
Yes, it is.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
So we can keep up Valentine's Day all Thursday, right? Friday,
Absolutely.
Saturday. It's a nice weekend for Valentine's when it ends on a Sunday. That's nice.
Yeah, we're all about love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
We could talk tomorrow about your plans. I'm interested in both of your plans for Valentine's Day. All right. But right now, why don't you guys take it away?
Absolutely. All right, squad. You already know what time it is. It is time to share. This is on all social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever you're watching on, please share it to all your friends and your family. That's all we're gonna do is share. That's all we ask from you guys, all right? Because we're actually about to start schmoozing with Brad really soon. He's gonna definitely fill us in on the latest news, including President Biden's announcement that he will be reviewing the deportations of veterans and military family members that occurred under the Trump administration.
And it's Wacky World News Thursday. So stay tuned for some interesting global news, including a phys ed teacher who unwittingly live streamed Myanmar's military staging a coup behind her.
And you can always call Spar and Bernstein. The number is scrolling right there at the bottom, 1-800-529-5465. That number gets you on our show. And we will be answering the questions of the first 14 people who call 1-800-529-5465 live on our show right now. You can also call that telephone number to make a consultation with me. And before we get into schmoozing, guys, I have a quick PSA. No, Jessica Leamy, you are not invisible. I saw you. Squat up. All right, let's go to...
It's time to schmooze with Brad.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so nice thing Biden is doing today. He has said we've had many, if you remember, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, many military people on our show who got deported, and if anybody's been supporters of our military personnel who have gotten deported, it's us here at Bradshaw Live. So I was really happy to hear that Joe Biden has announced today that he is going to review the deportations of veterans and military family members that occurred under the enforcement policies of Donald Trump. Now, we've had plenty of people on, including the family of Alejandra Juarez. She was a guest on our show with her daughter Pamela. You may have remembered that her husband voted for Trump. And right, remember her husband voted for Trump, and he said, I didn't think when he said he was going to kick out all the bad gringos that it was going to be my wife. So now, after almost 20 years living in America and no criminal record, Alejandro was deported to Mexico in 2018, despite being married to a United States Marine, having 2 American-born children. And Alejandra's story was by her 11-year-old daughter Estrella at the Democratic National Convention in August. Now, for service members and veterans, Trump's stricter policies at times led to immigrant soldiers or veterans having their naturalization applications denied at a higher rate than civilians not in the military. Those policies also led to deportations of some veterans or family members of currently serving military personnel. We had a bunch of military people on our show, all who were deported, and all had similar stories. If you remember, they came to the United States as teenagers or children. This is the country they knew. They signed up to be in the military. They went to war to protect the United States of America, whether it was Iraq or Afghanistan or anywhere else around the world. And they came back, believed they were Americans, thought they were Americans, had some form of post-traumatic stress disorder. We heard this story a lot. Did something dumb and got deported. Okay? And it was the same thing we were asking all the time. Where was all of the support, both health-wise, mental support, and physical support for our veterans that come back with post-traumatic stress disorder? Where was that support? There was none. And then when they do something, you're in war. Bombs are flying everywhere, and you come back to this calmness. You could understand why you need an adrenaline rush again. I mean, honestly, I get it.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's embarrassing and a joke. Our country, like the fact that they send these people out knowing of their status or whatever it is, and when they come back, like you say, have no support. In Ethiopia and Eritrea, my family's really from Eritrea, but they were raised in Ethiopia. They were in war for 30 years, from the 70s into the 90s, and so many of them either they were blinded by explosions, they lost limbs, men and women, children as well that they put in. But the one thing about it is the people showed love to the veterans. The people would bring them in. Even me growing up in the United States in LA, all I remember as a kid is my mom bringing veterans from Ethiopia and Eritrea to our house in LA and actually getting them set up with schools, starting their lives in the country. And the fact that, I grew up seeing my people do that, and we are here and you see the Americans just literally throwing them out to the battlefield, and when they come back, they have no support. It's embarrassing.
And
it really is.
Right, and they don't get support. And if you happen to have been an American, born here or naturalized here, and you wind up in jail, or more luckily, you get support and help before you do something bad. You get treatment. Here, you don't get support. You do something bad, and this is the only country you've known your entire life since you were a kid. And then I remember the story of the veteran who said he was in jail for 7 years. He came back. He's a U.S. citizen now. He was in jail for 7 years for drugs, and then they shipped him out to Texas, and he thought he was going to get released. And they told him to walk across a bridge with the clothes on his back, and he was stuck in Mexico.
Like, it's sick.
Yeah.
It really is.
And this is
because I guarantee you these people with power wouldn't have done that to their own family members that went out to the war.
Of course not.
That part.
Of course not.
Absolutely not.
You know what?
You should be treating humans as human beings. You should treat people the same way you would want to treat your loved ones, or have your loved ones treated.
Yo, it really comes down to this. When you meet somebody face to face and you know them and you have a relationship with them, there's a level of empathy that you build for that person. And you say, and now if that person's, out of status or a deportable alien, you say, oh man, come on, give this person a break. They're really, really, really good person. But everybody else, these nameless, faceless people out there who you don't know, get rid of them. Who needs them? I mean, that's how people feel. It's sad.
What it comes down to.
Right? It's sad.
It is very sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
So unfortunate.
And then our politicians, they know better.
Right.
They know better. Our politicians know a lot better. Privately, they'll say, yeah, it's really terrible what's going on.
Right,
Privately, they'll say it. But you want to know what?
That doesn't help.
They don't care about human suffering.
Right.
Because if they cared about human suffering, we would not have the immigration policies we have. They care about power, and they care about keeping their position, and they care about gaining more power. Because, you know, I guarantee you, if you sat down with each of these politicians who are very anti-immigrant, and you sat down and you showed them story after story, you know, many on our show, many people calling on our show, and you say, isn't that a sad situation? Don't you think we should be helping people like this? They would have to say yes.
Of course.
So I'm glad that Biden at least is going to take a look at helping our deported veterans. A 2019 Government Accountability Office report found that there were more than 250 veterans right now in deportation. And God knows how many already got deported. I thought, Vanessa, we would end 2020 and early 2021 and not have to talk about Pumpkin anymore. Just, he doesn't leave.
Just keeps coming up, Brad.
Yeah.
Not like we're asking for this.
Now, Twitter has said that even if Trump runs for president in 2024, he's banned from Twitter.
Dunzo.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
I saw that.
So ban means ban, not banned for a few years. Ban means ban.
Dunzo.
Right.
Forever.
Yeah, Ned Siegel, he's Twitter's chief financial officer, stressed to CNBC that permanent ban means permanent ban to Twitter. He said the way our policies work, when you are removed from the platform, you are removed from the platform whether you are a commentator, a CFO, or you are a former or public official. Now, Twitter permanently banned Trump shortly after the January 6th attack, in which he is now the subject of a second impeachment. Do you know, Jonathan and Vanessa, there has never been a president of the United States in the history of the United States who got impeached twice.
Yeah.
And there's never been a president who's been convicted.
Because
Nixon resigned. Nixon resigned before his conviction. Clinton was not convicted, and there was President Johnson also not convicted, and now Trump. But federal authorities, they're still
here for it.
What?
I'm here for it.
Okay.
He said he wanted to make history. He's making history right here.
He certainly is. Now, the House impeachment managers concluded their oral arguments today in the Senate trial of Donald Trump a day after they delivered their dramatic presentation that showed in graphic detail the storming of the Capitol by Trump supporters. Democrats turned attention to the harm caused by the attack and the lack of remorse by Trump. Others expressed fear that failing to impeach Trump will set a dangerous precedent. Prosecutors revealed today that shortly after the election, Jessica Watkins, a member of the extreme right Oath Keepers, one of these militant or militia type, white supremacist groups, told an associate that she was awaiting direction from President Trump about what to do about the results of the vote. Watkins wrote in a text message, "The President of the United States has the right to activate units. If Trump asks me to come, I will." Now, new video shown today of rioters attacking police. It was very disturbing. Some were saying, "I'm going to effing kill you." Another showed a guy in a red hat repeatedly calling a police officer a traitor. According to the police union, on top of the death of Officer Sicknick, he's one of the Capitol policemen who died, and the subsequent suicide of Officer Howard Liebengood, another Capitol officer who defended the Capitol. 81 Capitol police officers in total were injured, 2 dead. Some have permanent brain damage, another lost an eye.
Oof.
Okay, but Donald Trump, he takes no responsibility for any of this. And again, the big defense of Donald Trump is that you can't impeach a president who is no longer president. That's going to be the defense. You can't
That's
impeach
his argument, and
Okay.
he's sticking with it.
Now, I will say this, which was pointed out to me today, and I said, oh my gosh, you know what? Never thought of it. When right after the events of January 6th, the Democrats wanted to impeach him right away. And you want to know what the Republicans said in the Senate? They controlled the Senate. They said there will be no impeachment. We're not calling Congress back. Too bad. And now they say, well, now you can't impeach because he's not a sitting president anymore. But the Democrats wanted to impeach him on January 7th, but the Republicans wouldn't. They controlled the Senate. Mitch McConnell, he wouldn't schedule a vote. So now he says, after I refuse to schedule a vote, now he says, well, he's no longer president.
That's wild.
Yeah, but he still needs to be held accountable for things done when he was in office.
Of course he does.
So,
of course he does. Of course.
Exactly.
He does.
And just like what Voltaire said, anyone who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. So the fact that he, the absurdity is, him saying that the election was rigged or stolen, and the atrocity, of course, is the mob storming the Capitol. So
I'm going to tell you, I agree.
Regardless if he's not president anymore, he still has to pay for what he has done.
I got to say something. All right, I have to tell you, never in my life, even when there were Republicans running the country, I disagreed with their policies, many of them. Sometimes I disagree with Democrats. I kind of go back and forth. But I have to tell you, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, never in my 52 years of life have I ever literally hated a politician or a man. I can't remember even hating anybody as much in my life.
I hate that we even get to call him a politician.
I said, you know what? I don't remember ever in my entire lifetime hating any public figure more than this pumpkin. Never. He ruined so many lives. All right. Many other public figures, you don't like what they say, you don't like what they wear, you don't like what they do. Even politicians. But this guy ruined America, ruined the world. I can't stand him.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I agree. But I think if I lived in before years, there would be politicians I hate just as much, because this country definitely has a way of putting men of power, or in power, that have his type of beliefs that literally just break down different cultures and different races. So, but he is definitely on top, one of the top ones that I cannot stand.
Yeah. I mean, on a regular basis. Meanwhile, more than 60 million people have recovered from coronavirus, according to our friends at Johns Hopkins University. There's more than 107 million coronavirus cases worldwide, 2.3 million people dead of coronavirus, 27 million people diagnosed in the U.S., 471,000 dead, more than all who died from America during World War II. Now, when the perception of risk from the coronavirus is also now the lowest it has been since the coronavirus pandemic has started. People are less and less scared of coronavirus. When asked about the risk to their health if we return to normal pre-pandemic behavior, while the pandemic is ongoing right now, 25%, 1 out of 4 people thought there was a small risk of just going back to regular life. And only 9% said it's way too risky to even try. So do you feel that people are less risk averse now?
If they're less what?
Risk averse. I mean, I am. I have to be honest with you. But I think I got less risk averse because I just got tired of staying at home.
Right. Same.
And
I think.
So, I mean, I just, to me, it's human nature. It's going to be like that, because you go, you venture out a little bit, then you come back and you say, hey, didn't get it. And you venture out a little more,
Right.
Still didn't get it.
Still didn't get it.
It's just like putting your toe in the water.
Right. Right.
It's or
it's kind of like the mouse who sees the cheese and he goes like a little quarter way and then runs back into his hole, and he goes halfway and runs back into his hole.
Right. Exactly.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, I think it's going to be that game for a while.
Yeah, but I think people are going to be less and less scared to do things, and they're going to do riskier and riskier things. Luckily for us, Dr. Fauci, he has predicted that by April, it's going to be open season on vaccinations in America. That means anybody by April, which is only 6 weeks away, that virtually anybody in April can start getting vaccinated. So you can do your vaccination in April.
Ours?
Yes. According to Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Big decisions,
Getting
guys.
close.
Big decisions. Big
It's big
decisions.
It's so close.
Big
And,
decisions.
Time just be flying. So
Yeah.
Now, the CDC also announced yesterday that people who have been fully vaccinated against coronavirus, right now that means with 2 doses of either the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine, they can skip quarantine if they have been exposed to someone infected with the virus.
Oh.
Does that change your mind about vaccinations?
No.
You would not need to quarantine now.
I was just going to say, I don't think that's going to cut it.
That's not going to cut it. Now,
No.
meanwhile, the British government is considering whether to ban anyone from taking a summer vacation until they're vaccinated. Does that change your mind if the United States follows what Britain does, basically saying you can't, because in Europe, come summer, Europeans, they love their summer vacations. They go south in August.
Right.
Whether it's Italy, Greece, wherever, they find sun. Spain. Now, would that change your mind if the U.S. says no vacation, you can't get on a plane without taking
Absolutely.
a vaccination?
Yeah.
That would change your mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like I said, I've gone over a year from seeing my family. So at this point, I'm going to do what I have to do to keep them protected, to see them. It's not even like vacationing them because I can have fun at my own house, but I need to see my family. So I'm going to do what I have to do.
And lastly, Vanessa, the wearing of 2 masks now has been scientifically determined to block 92.5% of potentially infectious particles, including coronavirus. So for every 100 drops of coronavirus, I guess you're walking into, a double mask would prevent 92.5% from even getting into your body. Are you going to?
Yeah, I went to a doctor's. I was surprised. Hospitals are doing this. I had a doctor's appointment at a hospital a couple of days back, and I was already wearing my mask when I stepped in. But right at the door, they're handing you another mask. And I'm looking at the guy like I'm wearing a mask, and he's looking at me like, that's great. Here's another one.
So they were making you wear
like,
2
okay.
masks when you went in? I have not seen that yet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. At least here in
How-
Jersey. That caught me off guard.
Was it comfortable to wear 2 masks? I have not worn 2 masks yet. How did it feel?
I mean,
was there a difference?
It was fine.
Was there a difference?
No, not really.
Like in breathing.
I had my cloth, I had my customized fashion mask,
right.
and then you just put
they-
that lighter
underneath.
doctor
Yeah,
one or hospital one.
Underneath.
They don't let you just, because I did go to the hospital as well. They don't let you just come in with a cloth mask. You have to have an actual
Medical one.
surgical mask, one.
Yeah,
one of
but
those.
even the surgical, everyone who had the surgicals layered too. There were
Really?
people that had
Like,
2 surgical. Yeah,
very
everyone
interesting.
had masks.
I have not done the double mask yet, but I would think people wouldn't want to do it because it's not comfortable. But you're telling me it's fine.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Yo-yo.
I mean,
I haven't tried it,
2021
so
tank. This is the world we're living in.
I'm here for it because that's protecting people. It's stopping the spread of it. So I'm here for it.
And did you see that my favorite pancake syrup? I could finally buy it again. They've fully changed the name. It's no longer Aunt Jemima.
Good.
It is
What
no
is it
longer
called?
Aunt
They
Jemima.
rebranded?
They rebranded it. It is now called Pearl Milling Company.
Pearl Milling
yes,
Company?
yes, Quaker Oats. It is a division of PepsiCo, which owns the brand Pepsi. They unveiled the new name and logo. Pearl Milling Company has historical roots with the brand. It was a small Missouri mill that in 1889 produced the first pancake mix, later known as Aunt Jemima. So it was the Pearl Milling Company that made the pancake mix.
Now,
Now,
I wonder if they're going to do anything to Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben's got to go too. I think Uncle Ben is already been canceled.
Right.
But I don't know. But I don't know what the new name is.
I'm not too happy about this.
You're not happy with Pearl Miller Company? You want something splashier?
No, I mean, I was fine with Aunt Jemima. Like, why do we have to cancel her?
Well, because
she was
it
doing
was
great.
because it was a minstrel character, a black woman who was content to serve her white masters. So you may not have understood.
Right,
you may not have understood it that way, but when you're a kid, you don't know. Like, oh, Aunt Jemima,
Wow.
But because I ate it as a kid, and you don't think like that. But that was the reason. The picture of Aunt Jemima was Nancy Green. She was a former slave, and she was the face of the pancake. Now, the move to retire the brand came after the company faced backlash following nationwide Black Lives Matter protests over the police killing of George Floyd and several other black Americans. It is a racial stereotype. The entire character is a racial stereotype. It's like when somebody would back in the 30s and 40s, and they would have these movies, and the black actor would come on, and he's like the singing conductor on the train, and like, yes sir, Mr. Sir, yes sir, and it's that whole stereotype, and it's a terrible, terrible thing.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. I don't know why I wasn't more aware of the conversation.
Yeah.
No, I'm over here reading some more about it, and I knew, like, I've always felt some type of way, seeing that, especially, but then again, they don't teach us a lot of what we should know, and that has to do with our culture, in school. So, like, I always felt some type of way of seeing a mammy with, one of those like headscarf bandanas, and the history of that. And like, I'm over here reading, it was invented in 1898 by two white inventors, and like the fact that they decided to add a character that was black, darker skin, heavy set, threw in that same bandana, the same mammy that you saw from back in the day. It's just wild that it took until this year to finally, change that. But
I agree with you.
Like I said, this is stuff that our country was founded on, and
I
this
agree
is history.
with you. And you know what? And it's going to continue, unfortunately. Aunt Jemima now being Pearl Miller Company doesn't change anything.
Right.
It doesn't change anything. I mean, we still have the same problems we had before. But at least they did the right thing.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
All right,
we gotta respect that.
Yes, you know what it is, though. I mean, we started off late, but we still got to get to some Wacky World News Thursday. It is Wacky World News Thursday. Let's check out what we got.
Let's do it.
We have any Wacky World News Thursday? There we go. Yes, we're spanning the world. I thought maybe we couldn't get on the plane because we didn't have our COVID test done, but apparently we did, and we're able to span the world.
We had to wait for Nesquik to get to the front to fly us.
Yes, because you can't get on a plane and fly international without taking a COVID test these days.
Right.
But so the plane was a little delayed. We're all done now. All right. So meanwhile, a New York woman. All right, we're going to start in Spain, guys.
Okay.
All right. I'm sure we'll end up in the UK at some point. But I'm sure. But a New York woman named Nicole Hidalgo, she traveled to a wedding in Spain in 2016 and recently wrote about the experience for CNN because it turned out she went to the wrong wedding. The wedding was for her friend Jose Blaya. Blaya and Hidalgo had met 6 years previously when Blaya had moved from Spain to New York, to Hidalgo's New York apartment, and the roommates became friends. Now Hidalgo flew into Madrid, spending a few days sightseeing before heading down to Seville, Spain for her friend's wedding. The morning of the wedding, Hidalgo grabbed a cab to the church. She gave the cab driver the address, a church in Seville. When the driver pulled up outside the destination, other guests were already arriving, so Hidalgo decided to mingle. She said, "We were there early, and just by my nature, I talked to everybody, so I introduced myself to a lot of people. I took lots of pictures." Hidalgo snapped shots of the bridesmaids wearing flowing red gowns, the glamorous mother of the groom, and the ornate interior of the church. She even asked some guests if they'd pose for a picture with her. Now, Hidalgo, she's Mexican-American and wanted to make the most of the opportunity to speak Spanish. She even asked one fellow guest if they were there for Jose Maria. The woman looked at her with a blank face and eventually replied that she was there for the bride. When the ceremony about to start, Hidalgo nabbed a seat near the front, and for the first time, she properly took in that she didn't recognize anybody who was also present. Now, when Hidalgo had never met Belaya's family members, she'd seen lots of photos. They definitely weren't there. For sure, they would be here by now. So Hidalgo squinted through the open church door, looking for the number on the building across the street. It was numbered somewhere in the 50s, and Belaya's wedding was taking place at number 70. So it was the wrong church. Ignoring more than a few strange looks, Hidalgo rushed out of the church and to the right church in time. The wedding guests greeted the disheveled Hidalgo, who breathlessly explained what had happened. Heading inside, she found her seat just in time for the ceremony. Seems like right out of Wedding Crashers.
Right.
Except, but it was absolutely true. One of my favorite movies, Wedding Crashers.
That's an amazing.
I was waiting for somebody to get shot. You know, like they did in Wedding Crashers when they got shot going after, going after the birds.
Amazing.
Great movie. Meanwhile, an exercise instructor unwittingly captured the Myanmar coup in a dance video. We're off to Myanmar. A physical education teacher who live streamed her outdoor exercise routines has risen to fame after the footage appeared to capture Myanmar's military staging a coup behind her. The woman, King Hin Wai, can be seen shimmying left and right while punching her hands in the air as black SUVs, motorbikes, and a military convoy head toward the barricade outside Myanmar's parliament. The upbeat video swiftly went viral on her Facebook page. Hin Wai describes herself as a physical education teacher. Can you imagine you're doing this? Can you imagine, Vanessa, like you're doing one of your videos outside and like all of a sudden, I don't know, like there's like a bank robbery behind you or something?
What?
Yeah,
don't mind me.
They're overthrowing the government in Myanmar, and she's like doing exercises. Can we see that video one more time? I want to see that video one more time.
It's her energy for me.
Now I'm making fun because I don't know what happened in Myanmar. I'm not really, I don't know what happened, and I hope everything's okay. I don't want to make light of a coup attempt in Myanmar, but writing in Myanmar, Hin Wai told followers, writing in Myanmar. Well, somebody moved my thing. Writing in Myanmar, Hin Wai told followers that she did not expect the coup to unfold as she danced in a location that was very familiar to her.
I mean, listen, I'm telling you, that probably would have happened to me. There was one time I was like doing a video and I was taking a selfie walking down the street of Harlem, and all of a sudden some guy just ran past me and almost hit me, and I was like, whoa, somebody's in a hurry, and I was like showing him and I was laughing. Then, like, literally 30 seconds later, all these cop cars come running, like, rushing towards me. It's like, did you see anyone running? They just stole all this, like, woo, 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 woo. I'm like, what? I got it on camera. And I showed it to the police and everything. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So did they catch the guy?
Yeah, they caught him because of me.
Really?
Where
did you have to, like, go and testify in court? Did you have to go and testify in court?
No.
That's a wackier news story than we've heard all day. That's the best wacky story of the day, Yo-Yo.
My life.
Right.
Yo-Yo caught the people right.
My life.
Right in the house. We had the wackiest news right in the house.
That's right.
In Harlem.
That's really funny.
In Harlem.
All right, so Vanessa, I'm going to let you pick the last wacky news because we started late, so we got to get to our immigration questions. Do you want to hear about a woman who shares a home with a spider, a roller coaster that goes 155 miles an hour, a $10,000 that was found in a strange spot, or archaeologists unearthing golden tongues?
Talk money to me, Brad.
Talk money to you.
Would you say 10,000?
All right, so a city worker sorting through donated clothes in Taiwan came across $10,140 in cash that had been stored in red envelopes and placed in the pockets of the clothing.
What?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
What an honest person that this actually made the news, because we're probably got to assume that he gave the money back. Now, the Tai Chung Nan Tung District Environmental Protection Bureau said Hung Chi Lung, a member of the Bureau's cleanup team, was sorting through bags of donated clothes at a collection site in the city when he found the cash. Officials took the bag that contained the money to a local police station where officers found receipts and other documents that identified the owner. The owner, a 72-year-old woman, said her husband had gathered the clothes to be donated without realizing one of the items contained the envelopes of money she had been saving for retirement. The Environmental Protection Bureau said Zhao brought the cleanup team a basket of apples to show her gratitude. Huh?
Wow.
A basket of apples? Take your goddamn apples and, I just gave you back $10,140 in cash, and you're giving me a basket of freaking apples?
Gonna give me some oranges, some vitamin C?
Give me 20%? Give me 30%. Right?
Bare minimum.
Right?
Yeah.
What would you want? 20, 30%. I'm an honest guy. I gave you back the money.
30%.
Right?
Hey, you wouldn't have had
You would have had zero.
If I wasn't
any of it.
Here's a basket of apples.
That's a slap in the face.
That is a slap in the face.
That's trifling.
That is very trifling.
Trifling.
This is not even a fun story. I mean,
no.
I'm going to tell you something. This guy, what's his name? His name is Hung Chi Lung. He must have got a tongue lashing by his wife when he came home. You idiot. You gave back $10,000 and you're bringing me home a freaking apple?
Wow.
Woof. If somebody did that to me, y'all better have a camera to catch my facial reaction. You better. For your own entertainment.
She said
Yo-Yo
keep the doctor away.
Yo-Yo would shove the apples where the sun don't shine and say, here's some apple pie, right?
An apple a day keeps the doctor away, boys.
All right. Well, in today's Braducation, we're going to get to our immigration questions. In today's Braducation, I answer the question, when can I file for my citizenship? Let's watch.
Everybody always asks me, when can I file for my citizenship? Well, the general rule is it's 5 years after you obtain your permanent residence. But you get to file 90 days before your 5-year anniversary. Except, of course, if you are married to a U.S. citizen in a bona fide marriage. Then you can file 3 years after you got your green card, but 90 days before your 3-year anniversary. And, of course, if you're in the U.S. military, you can file 1 year after you've had your green card. Voila! That's when you can file for your citizenship.
All right, let's do it. Our meat and potatoes. You got a question, I got an answer. In getting questions, getting answers to your immigration questions. I'll get it right. I've only been doing this for 20 years. I'll get the section right eventually. Evans in Gainesville, Georgia. Evans.
Hello?
How are you?
I'm good.
Waiting a while, I see.
Yeah, waiting a while.
All right, well, hopefully I can help you. What's going on?
You have a question.
Yes.
I have a child whose mother got citizenship before he was 18.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're telling him they want to deport him and saying that
how old?
All
right, so let's ask a few questions. He has a green card before he was 18?
Hello?
He had a green card before he was 18?
Yeah, green card.
Okay. And he lived with his mother?
Yeah, his mother.
He lived with his mother with a green card, and the mother became a citizen?
Yeah.
Okay. How old is he now, today?
He's 40-something.
40-something. All right.
42.
42?
Yeah.
All right. So, do you know what year he was born? I'm really bad at math because the laws changed in February.
1979.
79. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So he falls under the old immigration laws because he was already 20 or 21 by the time this Child Citizenship Act of 2020 came about. So he falls under the old immigration laws. What country is he from?
Huh?
What country is he from?
Jamaica.
Was his mother married to his father ever?
No.
The mother was never married to the father. If the mother was never married to the father, then the law says he is a U.S. citizen, and they should not be deporting him. And if they are holding him even one day, they're violating his rights. Because
All right, but the mother married to the father later.
the mother married the father later. When? At what age?
Before he was, I don't know.
You don't know. All right. So I had
9 years.
Okay.
9.
All right. I've had a case like this before. Okay.
Yeah.
What the law says is this. The law says if your mother is a U.S. citizen and you don't know who the legitimate, I'm going to quote the law now, that legitimation has not happened, okay, with the father.
Yeah.
Now, legitimation happens in Jamaica when the father's name gets put on the birth certificate. Was the father's name ever put on the birth certificate?
No.
Okay. So if the father's name was never put on the birth certificate, we don't know for a fact that this man who married this woman is the father of this boy. Other than he may say he is. They may even take a blood test and the blood test will reveal he is, but that's not legitimation. So he's a U.S. citizen. I would argue that all day long. I've won that case before.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Abdul in Kansas City, Missouri. Abdul.
Yeah, bro. How are you?
How are you?
Good, good. I like your show, man.
Thank you.
I watch 6 months right now.
Thank you.
And I got a lot of benefit from that.
Thank you.
So I have a little problem I want to ask you.
Sure.
I bring my wife to United States on last February last year, in 2020. And then she stayed with me like 4 months, and then she got pregnant, and she go to Minnesota. And she know a lot of people over there, like her family. And then they talk to her ear, something. And she's coming back for me, I return her back to Kansas City, Missouri on May 31st. She stayed with me June and July. In August 14th, she left with the police. She make me police in home. She said, I'm not safety for this guy. And her brother coming, took her away.
Okay.
So,
and she gave birth to your child?
She take my child.
Okay.
And
all right. Do you have a green card? Did you get a green card?
She got a green card, 10 years.
Oh, so, I see. You're the U.S. citizen.
I'm U.S. citizen, yeah.
Right.
And then by November 3rd, she have the new baby in Minnesota. And I don't see his face, and I don't know his name. What does she call him name right now? I don't know.
You need a family court lawyer, not an immigration lawyer. Because, the fact is you had a child together, so there's not a chance in the world that anyone, even if you were to complain and say she married me just to get a green card, that anybody would believe that. You guys have a child together. And number two, she has a right to leave you. Okay? It's her right. She feels scared. I'm not saying you did anything. I'm not saying you did, you didn't. I have no idea. But she has a right to leave you if she chooses to. And so now your issue is you want to get her kicked out of the country, whatever. It's not going to happen. She has her 10-year card. You had a child together. No one's going to believe this is not a legitimate marriage. She complied with the law. Now, what you need, unfortunately, or fortunately, but unfortunately for this show, because I can't help you, is a family court lawyer. You want to be able to see your child. You want to have visitation with your child. That's what you want. But in terms of what can you do for immigration to get back at her, you can't. There's nothing. She beat you on that one. She beat you on that one, if you want to look at it like that. All right, but get in touch with a family court lawyer, okay?
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
You are.
All right, let's go to Milan in New York. Milan.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. First of all, I really appreciate your time, Brad.
Thank you.
So, I really have a little situation here. I came to the United States on June of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I had filed an asylum, but I was never called for interview or anything, and soon after, I got married to a U.S. citizen on August 2017.
Right.
So she filed a petition for me in December, I-485 and I-30 together. So
did you withdraw? Did you withdraw your asylum case?
I did not.
Okay, that's the problem. You got to withdraw the asylum case.
So, now what happened is, they called us on our first interview on 2019, June 2019. And then, after that, they asked for RFE.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we submitted everything, within a month. And then after that, we never heard back from them. And then, my spouse reached out to the senator, congressman, we tried
How
pretty
long
much
has it been?
everything.
How long has it been?
We filed it on December of 2017.
And you've withdrawn the asylum case now.
So,
let me ask you a few questions. You filed in 2017. You've been interviewed how many times?
I've been interviewed twice.
When was the second interview?
Second interview was this August of 2020.
Okay, and what happened at this interview? Tell me what happened at this interview.
They approved I-130.
And the I-485?
Yes, they did not approve the I-4.
It was denied?
Yes. No, it wasn't denied.
You're just pending. Just pending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's nothing you can do except follow up in August 2021, 1 year from that August 20th, 2020 interview. If you still don't have an approval, I want you to call me. We're going to file a mandamus.
So, I'm sorry, to cut you off. I really have a little situation here. So, recently, I withdrew the asylum. It's been a month.
Okay.
So, at this point,
At this point, let me tell you, it's August 2017, and 1 month ago, you withdrew the asylum. 4 years later, you finally got it right.
Yes, well,
okay, I understand. I understand that. 4 years later, you got it right.
Yeah.
So now, what the law says is, the government has a right to now start reviewing your case once you finally got a correct application. So until you withdrew the asylum, you were not an approvable alien. You're lucky you just didn't get denied. All right. So now, all of a sudden, 4 years later, you finally got it right. You can't just turn around to the government and say, "It's your fault. You didn't approve me." I have to say, it's Milan's fault he's not approved, because Milan should have withdrew his asylum years ago. So now you have to wait for a decision. There is no violation of your rights because you didn't do it right. You didn't do the case correctly. So now you got to wait, unfortunately. Wait 1 year. If you still don't hear, that's when you do a mandamus. In the meantime, just keep following up. Hopefully you'll get it before then.
All right. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Okay. Jermaine in Miramar, Florida. Jermaine.
Hey, Brad.
How are you?
I'm doing good, man.
What's going on?
So I'm a green card holder, and I filed an I-130 for my wife and my son January 2020.
Mm-hmm.
My son has been here on a visitor's visa since December 2019. In April of 2020, I filed the I-539 for him. I was finally called for biometrics November 2020. I haven't gotten back a response as yet. I'm wondering if I can now file a I-485.
Who filed for you again?
I'm sorry?
I missed the first part. Who filed for you?
So I've been a green card holder for over 15 years.
Right.
So I filed I-130 for my wife and son in January of 2020.
Are they here in America right now?
My son is here on a visitor's visa, and I applied for the I-539 for him.
When did you do that?
April of 2020.
Did you get an extension?
I'm still pending. He was only called for biometrics.
Did you file a second extension?
No.
All right, he's out of status now. Because when you file for the I-539 for the tourist visa extension, the most they can give you is 6 months. And you can't just say to the government, well, I never heard, so I'm just sitting here and waiting. It's not how it works. So you needed to have filed a second extension, or he had to have gone home before that date. Had you filed an adjustment before that end of those 6 months? Yes. Now he's out of status. Why are you not a citizen now? Why don't you do your citizenship?
Well, I didn't do it because I was mainly out of the country until 2019. I was backward and forward, so I finally resettled like November 2019.
Yeah. Now your son's out of status, which is a problem. How old is he? 10. All right. Well, it's not the end of the world. Nobody's going to do anything to a 10-year-old. And your wife, does she have a tourist visa?
Yes.
Okay. And where is she right now?
She's in Jamaica.
Okay. Well, conceivably, she could come up to the United States, stay 90 days, file an adjustment while she's in legal status. She would be able to do that, conceivably. Your son's out of status. He's going to have to wait for the I-130 approval, then go home to pick up a green card and come back. But luckily, he's a 10-year-old, so it's not the end of the world.
Okay, so there's nothing I can do in terms of an extension now?
No, you already passed it. You need help. You've been screwing up. Hold on. Let's go to Marlon in Boston. Marlon. 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 Marlon, how are you? Marlon is watching his TV instead of listening on the phone. Marlon, we'll wait for the YouTube or Facebook, whatever he's watching.
Hello?
There he is. How are you, Marlon?
Hey, how you doing, Brad?
Good. What's going on?
Hello?
Marlon, I hear you.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
You know, last time I called you, you asked me to come for dinner. I remember that.
Okay. I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
All right.
You
So
do the same
what?
one.
So
Okay.
what's going on?
Good. I want to know something.
What?
What about this biometrics thing?
What
How
about it?
long does that take?
What do you mean? How long does it take?
No, the biometrics. Because they said they're going to schedule me for a biometrics appointment from since October. I don't hear nothing about that.
Right. Well, I think it's a lot to do with COVID. I don't know what is it that you're applying for?
An adjustment.
Okay. And they've never done your biometrics before?
No.
All right.
Never
So it's
did
only
nothing.
been October. It may take 6, 7, 8 months these days because they're really slow on it. Everything right now.
Oh, okay.
All right. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. Hang in there.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ray in Omaha.
Hey, Uncle Bro.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Here's what happens. My aunt, she's married with an American citizen.
Uh-huh.
However, he just passed away recently. The 130 was approved, and she's still waiting for the interview back home in the Dominican Republic. So I wonder, what would happen now that he is dead?
All right, he passed away.
Yeah.
Now the I-130 was approved?
Yeah.
Okay. So that case turns into a widow application, and she can complete the case as a widower.
By herself?
By herself, correct. As long as the I-130 was approved.
Okay.
So we can help her with that if she wants.
She's back in DR.
Yeah, it still turns into a widow petition. Hold on.
Oh,
all
okay.
right. So you're allowed.
Thank you.
You're allowed to petition as a widow. So hold on one second. And if
Perfect. Thank
your
you.
if your I-130 is already approved and you're out of the country and your spouse dies, it automatically turns into a widow. So you don't even have to refile again. Hold on. Samantha in Conway, South Carolina. Samantha.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Good. I enjoy every minute of your show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So I have a question. My daughter, I submitted my daughter paper about maybe 6 years ago.
Right.
She was 17 at the time when I did so. So, she becomes the age of 21.
Right.
I guess she aged out of the system.
Right.
They basically said that she's an adult now.
Right.
So they sent me some other paper that I have to resubmit it, which I did.
What do you mean some other
But I
paper?
haven't-
What other paper?
the papers that I did before, like the I-130 and the DS-260 and all those other forms that I did before. Because
they
I
made
already
you do a
paid
new I-130? No.
No. Just basically the papers like also support, also member, affidavit of support.
Okay, so you're at the National Visa Center part now. Is that where you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now your question is what?
My question is, I haven't heard anything else from them.
Yeah, because Trump had put in a proclamation that prevented anybody from getting a green card unless they were married to a U.S. citizen or a child under the age of 21 of a U.S. citizen or a parent of a child over a U.S. citizen over 21. So your child is on a quota list, and there's a proclamation blocking all of those cases worldwide because of COVID, which we all know is BS. That proclamation is supposed to end March 31st. President Biden, for all his pro-immigration talk, has not revoked that proclamation yet. So that proclamation still exists. I presume April 1st, he's not going to extend it. And I presume that people will start processing for green cards at that point. So let's wait, see what happens.
So another question. I know I should have submitted for my citizenship since I passed my 3-year mark, but I haven't done so. I am still on my green card.
Right.
That doesn't affect anything.
No.
Either.
No. You can do your citizenship, but your daughter is basically F2B, F1 are very close to each other, so it's not like it's going to be a big difference in weight.
Okay, appreciate it.
All right. Good luck. All right. Desmond in Brooklyn. Desmond.
Yes.
Hi. How are you,
Mr. Brad?
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I fight jointly with my wife on a process to remove a condition on my 2 years green card.
Right.
Nearly a month now, the same year extension.
Mm-hmm.
And after 2 weeks, I checked my case. They say fingerprint has been taken on my case, and I did not appear for fingerprint. Does it mean I'm getting my green card soon, or is there any problem with that?
It said, what about your fingerprint? That you didn't appear or you don't need to appear?
They said fingerprint has been taken on my case.
Okay, what that means is that they're using your old biometrics. You don't need to do it again. That doesn't mean you're getting approved quicker.
Oh, okay.
All right. It just means that they saved your biometrics from when you last did it. They saved your fingerprint, and they're going to use the same one again. So they're not making you do it again. All right?
Okay. All
right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Mike in San Jose, California. Mike.
Hello.
How are you?
Hey, Brad. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Hey, Brad. I applied for my Wawa in 2018, August.
Uh-huh.
And I got an RFP for good moral character.
Mm-hmm.
I answered it. And back in 2020, in July, I got an RFP for good faith marriage.
Mm-hmm.
So I replied it. Till now, there is no answer from USCIS. It's been like 7 months.
Okay, well, you got to give them at least a year before you're going to file any sort of mandamus. Have you been following up on it?
No.
No. All right, follow up and see what they say. Say, start making inquiries. All right, that's the route to make is start making inquiries, and at the 1 year mark, you file a mandamus. But you got to show that you made it. In order to do the mandamus, you got to show you were making inquiries.
So, can I file a mandamus right now?
No, 1 year. 1 year after. You haven't heard from them.
1 year after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, Brad. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eddie in Detroit. Eddie.
Yes.
How are you?
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? I got a question. I've been in America since 2001, and in 2013 they grant my case withholding removal. It's any type of law has changed so far can protect me for not having to leave the States, so I'd be able to get a green card or reopen my case? Or
No, nothing has changed. I mean, I'm happy to review your case. So you were not able to get a grant of asylum, but you were able to convince a judge your life is in danger if you leave. So they gave you withholding, which basically says, even though you're deportable, we won't deport you. You get a work permit, but you don't get a green card. So you would need to figure out a way to reopen your case and be eligible for a green card. Nothing's changed for years on that front, but I'm happy to review your case and see if there's a possibility that maybe other lawyers missed something. I don't know.
Yeah, what about these new laws about to come out?
I don't know what it's going to cover, so we got to see what the fine print is. It's nice to say amnesty for everybody. If you were here by this date, you get it. But we got to read the fine print. What does everybody mean? We don't know.
So should I wait a couple more months before I even think about opening my case, or see what's going on first?
Well, I think let's assume there's going to be an amnesty and you would be covered. If I'm your lawyer, before I start filing papers, I'm going to want to see your records on what happened with your deportation anyway. So that way we don't screw up your amnesty case. And it takes months to get. So if something that you're interested in and saying, wow, you know what, if Biden passes something, I want to be able to jump on it, you want to get your records now. Also, it's good to get your records and have somebody look at it, because perhaps even if Biden doesn't pass something, I see something that somebody missed. I don't know.
So how can I get my record? Just call my ex-lawyer and have him get them to me, or how's that work?
You can call your ex-lawyer. You can call me. You can call a third lawyer. Somebody requests your records from the court.
Any way I can request it myself or not?
Yeah, it's called the Freedom of Information Act. You can do it yourself.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good night.
Good luck.
Bye.
Samin in Queens. Samin.
Hey, Brad,
How are
Vanessa,
you? How you doing?
How you guys? Okay, this is Samin. Maybe you remember me or not, but it's okay. I called you a couple days before, and I asked you that I got my green card by marriage, but we were divorced already, so I applied my citizenship 2 months ago by your guidance, that within a 5-year period, I did that.
Great.
Now, because I'm 10 years green card holder, permanent green card holder, so I have 3 kids back home in Pakistan. So I filed for them. They are under 21.
Great.
The time I filed. So that I filed in February 2015 for them. I don't know which category is this, F1 or F2. So
they're F2A if they're under 21 and you're a permanent resident.
Got it.
Okay.
So I filed for them on February 5th, 2018.
Right.
Then they approve I-130 August 2019. And once they approve, they send it to the NVC, correct?
Correct.
Once they send to the NVC, then the applicant has 1 year to respond to the NVC, correct?
Correct.
Because the I-130 was approved on August 2019, and I responded them on 2 months before August.
Okay.
Before the deadline.
Okay.
So under the time limit, I upload all the documents and everything,
So
and
what's
I
the
talk to
problem?
them, call them.
Tell me what your problem is.
Okay, they approved the case already, and it's now sitting in the NVC.
And you want to know why? You want to know why it's sitting there?
That also I need to know. But my question is, if the whatever the ban is going on for the immigrant and the non-immigrant, if it's get unbanned before the April or March, whatever the date is, 31st of March, and if it's not, they don't stop ban, and then I still have to go through for the new affidavit sport and something like that. All the other people.
Yes, you will, because everything you did was old. They're not going to make you do a new form. They're going to make you update your documents.
Just update for the two, because I filed within my tax the 2000.
Right. You won't have to do it. You won't have to do a new form, but you'll update documents.
Oh, just update the same documents.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's another year of tax returns, a new job letter, that type of thing.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right.
Got it. All right. And why it's like that? Because of the.
Because it's Pakistan, because of COVID, and because of Trump's proclamation. All three wrapped up in one.
Okay, and there is the hope for 31st of March.
I'm hoping.
It could be.
I'm hoping. Yes, I really am.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right. Bye bye.
Amen. Or Amen.
Hello.
How are you? Is it
Hello?
Amen? Amen or
Yes.
Amen?
Amen.
Amen. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Mr. Bright?
How are you? What's going on?
On 2014, I go and I married for my husband from Africa.
Uh-huh.
Then I bring to him 2017. Then the last 2 years, my life was in the hell. He beat me, he treated me bad. But the last July, he was trying to kill me. They call the police, they arrested him. I was in the hospital. I have some injury.
Oh my God.
He was the second domestic violence. Now, last day, my state attorney, she told me he won't ask first, he won't hire the attorney because of the deportation. I don't understand. Maybe they deport him or what? That
Well,
was my question.
if he put you in a hospital and was arrested and convicted of a domestic violence, he's getting deported. It doesn't matter what lawyer he hires. Man's getting deported.
I want to deport him first.
I'm sorry?
What? I didn't listen to you.
Okay,
please.
you told me a very horrific story about a very horrific assault through domestic violence that put you in a hospital by a man that you sponsored to come to America who had a green card for who had a green card for right, who had a green card for a very short period of time. I assume he was convicted of this crime and he went to jail. If that is the case, he will get deported no matter who his lawyer is. He can pay all the lawyers he wants. He's getting deported.
Okay, that's what. Okay, yeah, we have 2 kids. Even he have child abuse because of
No,
the
he's getting deported. He committed a domestic violence assault and he went to jail and it was a serious offense and it happened in a very short period of time after he came here. He will be deported.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. All right.
it.
Terry in Boston. Terry in Boston. Terry.
Yes.
How are you?
How you doing, Brad?
What's going on?
Nothing much. So I got a question for you.
Yes.
So I've got a withholding of removal, and I've been married to a U.S. citizen for like a year. But like right now, the relationship started turning sour, and I didn't want to have like a lot of stuff going on with it.
Well, Terry, I'm having trouble hearing you. Can you stay again, or move? Take a walk somewhere. A couple steps.
Okay, so I'm saying that I'm married to a U.S. citizen.
Right.
And I've been married for a year now.
Right.
So we were having some difficulties and everything like that until there were some words that were being exchanged, and then I decided to leave. So right now I'm trying to get myself to get a divorce.
Right.
And then she is refusing to divorce me. She's like, we need to talk this thing out, but I've already moved out of this place. So here I've got a withholding of removal, and I wanted to file for myself for a green card. Is there any possibility for me to do that?
You have a withholding of removal, and you want to be able to file for your green card. You can file a VAWA case based on abuse, and if you get it approved, perhaps you could reopen your withholding of removal case.
So how do I do that?
I don't know if you're abused or not. You just told me you had words with her.
Oh yeah, the whole situation was so nasty. If you're living with somebody else and then you actually end up deciding that you need to get the hell out.
Right.
I literally left the house when she was at work.
All right. So let me explain. You need to be eligible for a green card before you think about reopening your withholding of removal case. So your wife can sponsor you. You can file a VAWA case if there was abuse or extreme emotional abuse. Maybe you want to do a divorce. If your wife doesn't want to get divorced, too bad. It's irreconcilable differences. It's no fault divorce. You'll get divorced whether she wants it or not. You could always fall in love again. But somehow you're going to need to figure out how you become eligible for a green card, get a petition approved, and then go try to reopen your withholding or removal.
Okay.
All right. Hold on if you need help.
All right.
All right. Let's go to Sean in San Diego. Sean. Sean. Sean's watching YouTube. Okay, now we got Sean. What's going on?
Hello?
Sean, how are you?
Yes.
I'm calling to asking regarding Vietnamese, Laos, and Cuban who's been deported, and now we are under category 18 because our country don't take us back. I was wondering if there is anything in the news regarding if Biden were going to do anything to change that.
Why were you deported?
Completely guilty of armed robbery, kidnapping, and so on, with no murder.
Yeah.
So
Biden's not going to change any law for aggravated felons. I can assure you that. That's not going to happen for you, unfortunately.
So there's no legal thing that we can do about that.
Not at the moment. Not at the moment. No. Biden. I mean, in other words, in this amnesty, don't expect Biden to say, "Oh, people who are completely guilty of armed robbery, even though they didn't kill anybody, they get to stay." It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Because I just know that under previous administration, Trump, he wanted to change the agreement with countries where they are making. Where are you from? What country? Vietnam.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's possible at some point Vietnam will take you back, and then you would get deported.
Okay.
All right, but they're not going to change the law on that. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your answer.
All right. It's going to be tough enough for Biden to get people who don't have criminal records to give an amnesty. They're not going to say, okay, you have serious crimes and you can also get an amnesty. That's not going to happen anytime soon. And meanwhile, if you didn't get an opportunity to get your immigration questions asked and answered, we will be answering immigration questions on our social media check-in in a few minutes. You could also follow me on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram at @RealBradBernstein, you can drop me a DM. I will answer your questions. I do answer them personally. It may take me a day or two because I'm a busy man, but I will get to it eventually. So you can always follow me at @RealBradBernstein. Drop me a DM. You could also follow me, Yo-Yo, Vanessa, the entire crew at Brad Show Live for 1 or 2 minutes of fun and entertainment and information, a little bit of everything. Can't handle 2 hours? You got 2 minutes on Instagram? Follow us at Brad Show Live. And Yo-Yo?
Yes, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
And later in the show, in celebration of the Chinese New Year, which begins tomorrow, we're going to do a live game. Me and Yo-Yo. Vanessa is going to be the game show host on Lunar New Year traditions and trivia. I have to tell you the truth, Yo-Yo. I know nothing. Zero about the Chinese New Year traditions.
Same here.
It will be absolute guesswork by me. So if you know even one smidgen of it, you already have an advantage. So we'll see what
I love that I was set up for this.
Yes, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Don't worry. I don't know. All right, guys. Well, before we get into social media check-in, now it's time for What's Your Immigration Story, where we take a look at some of the many different personal immigration stories people have shared with us. Today, we will speak with people we have met at past Chinese New Year celebrations.
My parents started a restaurant, and me and my brother were raised by my grandmother while they were out working all the time. And my grandmother was a refugee twice, first from World War II during the Japanese occupation, and then second during she escaped from the northern region during the Korean War, the Civil War, down to the southern region. She's still kicking. Yeah. She's a very strong woman.
From El Salvador. I came here at the age of 2. So I worked in this territory for a very long time. We give back to the community with dental care and a bunch of other really good stuff. So this was my second home.
My mom's father, we can trace it back all the way past the Mayflower. On my mom's side, Sicilian. My dad's side, pretty much straight up French.
I actually came to America when I was 2. I'm from Guangzhou originally, and I came with my family, and I'm actually from Los Angeles.
Parents were born and raised in China. I was actually raised in the U.S., but I went back to China for a very, very long time recently. I was in China, for the last 8 years. I was working and living there. That's also where I met my wife.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, when I first got there, there was actually a huge culture shock because I came from the U.S. But now after 8 years, after I'm back, there's a huge reverse culture shock, actually. Yeah.
Here in the United States, they are here by birth through Puerto Rico. But before then, like on my father's side of the family, some family migrated from Jamaica over to Costa Rica in order to get work. My grandparents had come over and migrated to the U.S., and my father was born in Puerto Rico, and then from there they came to New York eventually, and I was born here.
A long time ago in 1982, we all came from the boat. My parents takes 5, we're 5 siblings. So we all came here, and we don't know what tomorrow will bring, and we just meet a lot of nice people, and it's just one step at a time.
My father's side came over in the 1840s during the Irish potato famine, and my mother's side mostly came over in the early 1900s to escape the pogroms in Eastern Europe.
My parents, they were originally Vietnamese, but due to the civil war there, they were on the losing side, so they had to leave. So some of my relatives went to the States, Canada, Australia. I went to Australia, Sydney, and I came here a couple of years ago to visit some relatives. I really love the city.
My dad is actually from Turkey, but you can trace his origins back to Spain when his ancestors were forced to move to Turkey. For my mom's side, my mom's parents are actually from Chile, and then they had to cross over to Argentina after a coup, and then they moved to Mexico, then after that Puerto Rico, and then finally my mom managed to come to the United States.
I have been in America so for 15 years. I came from southern China. It's from Wuhan. I came here because my daughter was young. She got into Juilliard as a young professional pianist. So I must give up my job and come here to help her. That's the reason here. Once I'm here, I love this country, and I enjoy the life here, so I started my new life here.
I came here in 1983, and I went to NYU for educational theater, but I stayed here much longer since 1983.
Fell in love with
and fell
New
in
York
love
theater
with this guy, and we got married for only 26 years. I'm learning every single day, and I think we're both each other's teacher and student. So we learned it, and we write the script together, make puppets together, direct together, perform together, travel together, teach together. It's really a wonderful American life, and I'm very happy to stay in America.
All right, let's do something we like to call social media check-in. All right, what do we got, guys?
All right, our first comes from Buki Sala, a VIP Brad Squad member. My mom filed an I-130 for me last year. I just got an RFE from my birth certificate. The issue is that in 1989, it was usually issued by local governments. But since 1992, it's been issued by NPC, New Authority. Would a letter explaining this and the legal ordinance from my country showing the dates in which they were enacted be a good response?
No, well, what you need, it's not a letter. What you need to do is go to the Foreign Affairs Manual, and you can Google it, Foreign Affairs Manual, availability of documents in whatever country you're in. It's the Foreign Affairs Manual which controls here. So what the Foreign Affairs Manual, it's given out by the State Department, says what the availability of documents are and what the U.S. government will accept. That's what you have to give them.
It's Apple Pie, another Brad Squad VIP member. Remember, guys, it's important to be a part of our VIP squad. It's the first questions that we will answer during social media check-in. How do you calculate CSPA age so you don't age out? Also, what needs to be done before the age is frozen on an application?
Depends what type of case it is. There's like a Are you talking about a derivative? Are you talking about a beneficiary who's the main person? Are you talking about somebody who's on the quota? Are you talking about somebody who is under 21 and the parent becomes a citizen? So it's all different. I need to know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, Tice BR, another VIP Brad Squad member. Can a green card holder file for somebody in removal proceedings? Would this help if someone is in danger of deportation?
No, it would not. You can't file for somebody who's in deportation unless they're in legal status, but they're no longer in legal status if they're in removal. So a green card holder filing for somebody, say their spouse, wouldn't help. Although if you are married to a green card holder and you're applying for cancellation or removal, you would need that spouse to show hardship. So in other applications, being married to a green card holder is helpful.
Okay, Moesha Smith on Facebook. I'm in the U.S. on a student visa. I've never been out of status. I just turned 21, and my mom recently got her 2-year green card. If she filed for me, approximately how long would my paperwork take?
6-7 years.
Okay, Kevin Adrian Da Silva on Facebook. My wife is waiting on an interview date, but she's not in the U.S. Can I ask for her interview to be changed to my country?
No, it's what country she's in. It's not what your country is. Is that the question?
My wife is waiting on an interview date, but she's not in the U.S. Can I ask for her interview to be changed to my country? So maybe
her country is her country. Is his country the United States of America?
So
he wants to adjust the status here.
Way. Oh, because if his country was in the U.S., then he wouldn't have said change to my country.
The interview is where your wife is living legally.
Okay.
That's where the interview is.
Okay.
Nadi Avellaneda on YouTube. I did my EAD renewal based on marriage. I'm still waiting for an I-485 interview. The 180-day rule starts right after my current EAD expired. Am I able to continue working in my EAD if my EAD expires?
Yes, as long as you have an extension.
Okay, Tracy Bear on YouTube. My mother, who is a green card holder, filed for me in August 2020, but I turned 21 in November. Am I aged out?
Yes, most likely.
Stefan, wait on YouTube. Can someone get a work permit without doing a biometric?
No, unless they've already taken their biometrics previously and the government has it.
Sheba Rawlings on Facebook. Is it true that you need to use a lawyer to do your paperwork?
Yes, it is absolutely, positively, 100% true that every human being needs a lawyer to do their paperwork. That is a truism, as true as it can be. You're asking, again, that's asking a lawyer if you need a lawyer, by the way. So right. I'm a little biased. All right.
M. Ismail on YouTube. Is there any information about a travel ban that will be revoked on the 25th of February?
I don't know anything about that, but fill me in.
Hessamidin Mohammadi on YouTube. Are they going to remove from the Form I-944 as a requirement for the employment-based green cards? How soon will that happen, if so?
I don't know how soon it'll happen. I assume it's going to happen. I don't know when it will happen. What happened, you may want to just start mouthing my words. So what eventually is going to happen, Yo-Yo, is, there I am. Biden put together a blue ribbon panel to review all the affidavit of support requirements. Blue ribbon panels could take a week, could take a month, could take a year, could take forever. Who knows? But eventually, they'll come back with a recommendation.
Chanel Fantasy 2 on YouTube. When is the right time to file for a removal of condition if it expires by October 24th? And because of the delay, do you advise you apply early?
89 days before the expiration is the day it should go in.
Matt Ingley on YouTube. If you marry a single mother with a 12-year-old, is it possible to file the I-130 form for both of them?
No, you would file one I-130 for the mother, and you would file a separate I-130 for the 12-year-old, and that would be your stepchild.
Michael Newsom on Facebook. If you leave America while your I-485 is pending and then your green card is approved, is it safe to come back with your advanced parole?
Yes.
Bernard Richard on Facebook, a green card holder filed for his 19-year-old son in 2019, but the case has not been approved and now his son is 21 years old. Will his case still be treated as a minor child under 21, or will it be treated as an adult now?
Most likely as an adult.
John Shin on Facebook. I'm American citizen filing for my wife. If tax guy screwed up my TC, make it look like I didn't make anything, can my sister be a co-sign for my wife? She's a registered nurse, 10 years, but she recently retired. Can she be a sponsor?
If it's based on your tax return, so whatever her tax return says and whatever your tax return says. But if your sister is retired, she doesn't have an income, that's going to be a problem. All right, 2 more, guys.
Mariam Kante on YouTube. Is there any chance for undocumented immigrants who got denied green card based on marriage 3 years ago, no deportation, no criminal issue, but worked, paid taxes with Bide amnesty?
Yes, there is a chance.
Okay.
This one comes from Yo-Yo Big Mouth 1 on YouTube. Can a provisional waiver case with a parental sponsorship have a U.S. interview?
No. You're having a provisional waiver because you want to go home, pick up your green card, and come back. All right. And that was Yo-Yo Big Mouth?
Right. Once you said that, I was...
Yo Big.
All right. You ready, Yo-Yo? Big Mouth?
Right.
You ready, Yo-Yo Big Mouth?
Yes, Yo-Yo Big Mouth is ready.
All right, so tomorrow is the beginning of the Lunar New Year celebration, and we know the holiday is the Chinese New Year, but hundreds of millions of people across Asia and the rest of the world welcome the Lunar New Year as well. So in honor of this holiday, we decided to play a game of Chinese New Year traditions and trivia. Yaneth and I are going to go head-to-head, match wits, as Vanessa gives us the questions. I have my magic 8 ball for every question. I know nothing about the Chinese New Year.
I know a few things. I always get to cover Chinese New Year. I covered it last year. So
Did you cover too, Yo-Yo? You've covered it too, so you must have learned a few things too.
The first time and the only time I covered it was the first day I shot for y'all, and that was 3 years ago.
So you don't remember? Yo-Yo doesn't remember what happened last Chinese New Year, let alone 3 Chinese New Years ago.
And I was freezing cold out in the cold, so I definitely don't remember.
Right, but you remember being cold.
That's it.
Yes. Okay. All right, I'm ready.
Alrighty, boy.
You ready? Let's go.
Yes.
All right, first one. One second. Before we start, we got to have rules. Set rules.
Okay.
Okay.
First one to get 4 questions right.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the last question, if none of us get to 4, the last question will be the bonus that gets 10 points.
Oh, okay.
All right. You're ready? Oh, they have a scoreboard.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. You ready? Let's go.
Yes.
Okay. All right, boys. What Chinese zodiac animal is represented for the year of 2021? Is it A, the rabbit, B, the tiger, C, a snake, or D, the ox?
I know the answer to that.
You do?
I do know that answer. And I'm going to tell you why after. But I'm going to say, you want to say it first?
Yeah, since you know it, I don't want to cheat.
No, you say it first then, because I know the answer to this.
That's what I said.
Right.
So I would say it's the snake.
Okay, I'm going to say the ox.
And that is a point for Uncle Brad. It is the year of the ox. So according to the Chinese zodiac, 2021 is the year of the ox, starting from tomorrow, February 12th, and lasting all the way till January 31st of 2022. The ox symbolizes characteristics of honesty and earnesty, and Chinese civilians will often greet you with "Wish you ox year lucky."
Now,
last year was the year of the rat.
Now, you want to know why I know that?
Why?
Because Jay Rhymes made a rhyme this Thursday about the ox. And so I'm sure he will read it at the end. But I didn't know there was I just put it together because he said ox in the rhyme. So he must have known it's the year of the ox. You had to read Jay Rhymes' rhymes. I put it together,
cheating.
1 and 1.
That's cheating.
It's not cheating.
I didn't see that.
All right.
Now after that, I know nothing.
This one.
Okay.
This one, you guys, it's a little bit easier. Okay. So, which of the following is not an animal on the Chinese zodiac? Okay. A, the pig. B, a hawk. C, the rat. Or D, a dragon.
A hawk.
I agree. Hawk.
And that is a point for each of you because, yes, the hawk is not. The Chinese zodiac features 12 animal signs, including the rat, the ox, the tiger, the rabbit, the dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. However, the hawk is not featured as one of the 12 animal zodiac signs.
That one was obvious. I didn't know all the signs, but I'm like, there's no hawk in the Chinese zodiac. For sure. You know, hawk is, from the American. Right. It's not a Chinese thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
So now it's time for us to discover which one is each of our Chinese animal signs.
Okay.
And this all goes by the year that we were born. So which Chinese animal sign are you, Brad, and Jonathan, and then myself, depending on the year that you were born. So give me the year that you were born.
No wonder Jilly asked what year I was born. I said, why are you asking? She goes, none of your business.
You're right.
She called me up.
Brad first, and I'll tell you who you are.
Jilly called me up. She goes, I just want to confirm what year you were born. I go, you don't know what year I was born? She goes, I know. I just confirming. Now I know. I said, I gave her to her. 1968.
So 1968 makes Brad is represented by the monkey. So the monkey is clever and lively and a witty animal.
Wait, aren't we supposed to guess that? Are we not supposed to guess?
It would take y'all a while. But I mean, then you can guess yours. You can guess yours. Yo, you're right. You can guess yours.
No, too late. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
Supposed to get a point.
I messed up. I messed that one up.
Go to the next one.
Okay, so mine is 84. 1984.
Okay, so which animal are you?
Did you ever see Alex Trebek start giving the answers out on Jeopardy?
Right.
What the heck?
I thought it was
Brad, now you have to guess what my zodiac, my Chinese New Year.
But I have to be given 4 choices. I don't know.
There's not 4. There's 12 of them. There's 12 choices. There's 12 animals. That's why I was just going to read it out to y'all.
All right, go to the next question.
No, so I know mine. I need to get my point.
What
I
is
need
it?
to get my point.
What is it?
You got to say one, so you're not going to get my answer.
Pick 4, Vanessa.
Pick 4.
One of them a dog, a pig, or a rat. Which one are you, Yo-Yo?
Yo-Yo's a dog.
I'm a rat. And I hate that I'm a rat, but I remember. That's why. Ooh.
All right, next question.
5 points.
Next question. Okay, here we go. My whole screen just froze. So super exciting. The next question, here we go. Alrighty, so we know Chinese New Year is also known as a Lunar Year. What is it also known as? Is it A, the Spring Festival, B, the Winter Festival, or C, the Sun Festival, or D, the Moon Festival?
The Moon.
The Moon Festival.
You're both absolutely wrong. It's known as the Spring Festival. So the Chinese New Year is
lunar. What does lunar mean?
Well, you guys were misled, okay? That's just what happens in life. The Chinese New Year is also referred to as Sunji. Sunji, which translates to Spring Festival. Although it takes place during the winter, the holiday marks the end of the coldest days. People welcome spring planting harvest and new beginnings and fresh starts.
All right.
Don't y'all know everything is a trick question when it comes to this?
I'm confused now. What is the score here? Where are we at in this game?
2-2.
2-1.
Where's my 2?
Why do you have a 2?
You don't have a 2, Yo-Yo, because I messed it up.
All right. Now I'm buckling in for this question. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, let's go. So this one is, what color is commonly used in the Chinese New Year celebrations? Is it A, red, B, blue, C, purple, or D, yellow?
Red.
You are both correct.
That was an easy one.
In China, the color red symbolizes good luck and good fortune. You will see all kinds of decorations in red, ranging from lanterns, paper cuttings, and clothing. All right.
So, Yo-Yo. It's 3-2. We're going to make this question 2 points.
Okay.
All right. And the first one to 4. Okay. You ready? All right. Give us a good one.
Okay, so what Chinese New Year tradition is practiced to scare away evil spirits? Is it A, a festive dance, B, house decorating, 3, setting off fireworks, or D, praying at a temple?
House decorating.
I would say fireworks.
And you got it, Yo-Yo. You got it,
Yo-Yo beat me! I don't believe it! He beat me again! He beat me again! I just got a paper cutting.
Well, you boys let me educate
fireworks. That's like a new tradition. They didn't have fireworks for thousands of years.
Well, I do remember Bradford in traditional.
But how long has fireworks been around?
In traditional Chinese culture, fireworks were originally used to scare away evil spirits. As the legend goes, a monster named Nian would come out to eat villagers and destroy their houses. Each New Year's Eve, the villagers learned that burning dry bamboo and producing explosive sounds actually scared away the monsters. Since then, setting off fireworks has become a yearly tradition for every Chinese New Year celebration.
I would have thought decorating my house would scare them away. I don't know why.
Makes sense. It made sense, Brad.
At the time, but now, like, why would decorating a house make anybody scared? So, now, like, what a bad choice that one was. All right. I just didn't think, because you said traditional, I'm like, well, fireworks haven't been around. And Chinese tradition goes back thousands of years. So I'm like, well, fireworks hasn't been around for thousands of years.
Bamboo. Bamboo.
Victory feels great.
Yo-Yo got me. All right. Social media speed round. I'm going to answer 9 immigration questions in 50 seconds, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. All right, ready? We don't have 50 seconds up. Now we do.
Hang on, I'm not ready though.
You're not ready.
My screen froze.
Your screen
froze.
You
can start rolling since we started a little. Yep.
Are we?
So you want me to do it all or what?
Yeah, Yo-Yo, you do it all.
Okay,
yep,
I'll do it all.
You got it.
Okay, you ready? Let's go.
Can I be on Canada payroll with a pending U.S. EAD?
Yes.
How much should I-751 N-400 cost if you hire a lawyer?
$75,000. I have no idea.
I-485, I-130 denied due to missing the interview. Can I reapply?
Yes.
Can USCIS use my biometric in the system for a 601A?
Yes.
Will unemployment benefits hurt your OPT application if you're in F1?
No.
Is there still a travel ban?
Yes.
Can I marry while on a transit visa?
No.
I'm on an F1. Should I accept the stimulus check?
Why not?
As a DACA recipient, will it affect me to apply for SNAP?
No.
There we go. That's it. Stop it.
Done. That's it.
Wait. But but we had our card lady blew me up anyway.
But that was 9.
Huh.
What? That was 9. We did it.
I was following along when I finally loaded. That was 9 points.
They owe us balloons.
Yeah.
Wow,
They owe us. They owe us balloons.
Yes.
Deserve a little music, huh? Dun dun. This is the part where we dance.
It's one of those days. All right, comments of the day. Comments of the day. What can we do? And past the celebration. You already blew me up. You were late on the music and the balloons. Nothing to celebrate here. They want me to dance. They want me to dance. They said, damn it, Uncle Brad, you're going to dance. That's what I'm getting in my ear.
What are you
I'm getting in my ear, damn it, Uncle Brad, you better dance.
But here goes some comments. Let's hear from the squad.
What was that movie where the guy takes the gun out and starts... I think that's Eddie Murphy, right?
What?
Was that Eddie Murphy? I think in 48 Hours, maybe I'm getting the movie wrong, Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours when he takes out his gun and starts shooting the guy right at his feet and he's like, dance, dance, dance. That's what I felt like.
Oh.
Right? He's like, you better dance. He's like, you better dance. And he starts shooting right at the ground, right at the guy.
Isn't that Harlem Nights?
What?
Isn't that Harlem Nights with Eddie Murphy?
Or maybe Harlem Nights. It was Eddie Murphy, but I'm thinking 48 Hours, but maybe Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
It's Harlem Nights.
Yeah, when he takes out his gun, he's like, dance, dance. Right.
That's what they were doing to you. Yeah.
That's what they were doing to me. All right, comments of the day.
Okay, comments of the day.
All right, first one comes from... Kimberlyn Burris saying, squad up, my newfound joy. The Brad Show deserves so much more subscribers. I don't see anyone greater than your team.
Wow, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that.
I feel it too.
Our next one comes from, which was Brad's cheat code today. Brad's cheat code from Jeremy Goldberg on a Thursday, giving us some poetry saying it's the year of the ox. And I have to give my prop to Brad Bernstein. He's the tops.
That doesn't necessarily rhyme, but I learned it was the year of the ox from his rhyme.
Right.
Thank you very much, J Rhymes. Tops and ox don't rhyme, J Rhymes. That wasn't.
I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna give it thumbs up?
I'll give him a thumbs up.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
I'm gonna take it.
He's done some better ones, tops and ox.
He has had better.
He was staying on trend. He was on trend.
Yes.
You gotta applaud that.
Yes.
All right, our third one comes from Monica Gilchrist saying, Alveranga saying, I'm elated. My husband just got approved for his green card today. Thank you to Spar and Bernstein.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations. People are getting green cards. That's wonderful.
Thanks to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Comes from Charmaine Miller saying, total respect to you, Uncle Brad. You get straight to the point and give direct answers. You are extremely knowledgeable about your craft. You're the best.
Oh, thank you very much.
Nice. And our last one for Wacky Thursday comes from Elizabeth Francis saying, I'm so late, but I have to hear from the best immigration lawyer, no other than Brad Bernstein, so I can sleep in comfort.
Oh, very nice. Thank you very much. All right, everybody. It was a bit of a wacky... There's one more?
It was definitely Wacky Thursday.
Oh, I said it was a wacky... It was definitely a Wacky Thursday, right?
It was. It was
very wacky.
And a winning Thursday for me.
Why winning?
Because I won.
You won. Of course.
Yeah,
Sneaking from behind.
Had other questions.
Sneaking from behind.
You were the one that Challenge accepted. You were the one that threw those 2 points out there, Brad.
I know.
Did it to yourself.
I know.
All
right. I'm coming for you. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.